Hello! Look what I found when cleaning up the attic of my mother's house. 10 Sylvania universal bulbs to flash and some Philips flashing bulbs. These bulbs were used until 1970 approximately, when they were replaced with electrical bulbs. Electrical flashes actually. Let's see what's in it. These are the traditional flashing bulbs with a lot of wires inside it and 2 electrodes. And apparently Sylvania made the so-called blue dot flash bulbs. And I see indeed a blue dot, whatever it means. On the rear of the package you can see the conversion tables with the distance to the subject, the speed of the film, and the diaphragm used by your camera. Quite a complicated business. I also found this, which is the actual flash to mount these bulbs in. The bulbs are mounted here and they were disposable, so you can flash once and then you need a new bulb. Nice business. And again you see some conversion tables on the back. So this can be mounted on the camera with a traditional grip, and this is the contactor that has to be inserted in the camera. Very old-fashioned. It's no longer used these days. And you can open this like so, and what do I see? I see a battery, a capacitor, and there is a resistor. Let's see. This thing has been lying on my mother's attic for more than 50 years. Let's see what the battery says. My goodness. 7.1 volts. 7.1 volts. After 50 years. Now that must be a very clever electric scheme in here, because the slightest leakage would have exhausted the battery, of course. Let's try to find out how this actually works. So that is the minus of the battery, which is okay. Okay. So by measuring all of this, you can establish the actual sheen that is used inside to make the flash do what it's supposed to do. The interesting thing is that I see that a capacitor is used, and this capacitor says 100 microfarad. With the voltage of 15 volts you can calculate the energy that is released in the bulb. That is CV square divided by 2. I really wonder whether this capacitor still works, so let's check. It should be 100 microfarad. And my multimeter says 160 microfarads. Now that is not uncommon for the time, because capacitors were very difficult to manufacture accurately. So in this case there's a 60% deviation, which is not uncommon at that time. And for the bulb, for the flash, it doesn't matter. It just releases more energy. Okay, so let's see. This is the actual shim. A very clever shim indeed. This is the 15 volts battery, which you can see on the schematics here. As you can see, the capacitor, this one here, or this one in the actual circuit, is charged through the bulb, this is the bulb, and a 3 kilo ohm resistor. Meaning that if you remove the bulb, there is no current flowing whatsoever. So the battery can last basically infinitely. Only self-discharge will cause its exhaustion. This connector goes to the camera, and when you make the picture, the camera actually shorts the two contactors. These can be seen over here. So what happens then is the capacitor has been charged through the bulb and the resistor. So there is energy stored in the capacitor, and then these two wires are short-circuited, meaning that the capacitor discharges through the bulb, thereby causing the bulb to flash, and that is a destructive process. So you can use the bulb only once. The box with Sylvania bulbs is still complete, so it contains 10 undamaged bulbs, whereas the Philips, there in this box there is one bulb missing, meaning my mother used it for some reason or another, and so I rather have this one spoiled than this complete box. So let's use a Philips. Let's use a Philips bulb. I insert the bulb like this, and as you can see on the rear, this will pop out when I insert the bulb, so that I can remove the bulb by pushing that button after the flash has been used. Like so. Here we go. Now, the battery is a 15 volt battery, of which only 7 volt remains, so that might not be sufficient to actually flash. So therefore I use an external power supply, which I adjusted to 15 volts, and hopefully this works. Like so. Okay. The capacitor should be charging now, and when I contact the two pins in the socket with my pin set, the bulb should flash. Let's see. Ooh. It does. Nice, eh? Ooh, the glass has molten, really, and so I'll put the paper away because it might burn, and this one might be very hot. No, it's okay. As you can see, the bulb has been damaged. Thank you.